Mr. Rob, good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Everybody hear me?
We can, yes, Mr. Rob, thank you. We can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Yeah, thanks.
Excellent. We do have most of our questions that are on and almost ready, so we're going to get us kicked off in just a couple minutes, okay?
Perfect. My students haven't arrived yet, so I have about 10 minutes, I think, before they come in.
No problem, no problem. And Mr. Rob, if you don't mind muting yourself until your kids come on and you come on, and that way we can all have good sound.
Okay. I think Doreen has scheduled me for the end, which makes the most sense, I think, because I don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. So I'll leave myself on video, I guess, and I'll mute my mic until it's my turn and my students are here. Okay.
Miss Laura, are you here? Are you ready for us? We're about ready to kick us off, and we want to make sure whoever. Oh, excellent! We've got some of our girls that are here and in the room, and almost everybody. Great, great. And you can hear us, okay, Miss Laura?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure you can see them, okay?
We can, yes.
Okay.
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 Perfect. Perfect. I think we are ready. And Miss Laura, if you don't mind muting yourself until you're on, perfect. Excellent. Okay. Well, we are ready to kick us off, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our Mad About Mattering student handshake. It is a global handshake. It's a virtual handshake, and it's extremely, extremely exciting for all of us to be here today. I know that we are all on a view where we can see there's 9, 6, 7, 8 different boxes that we can see. So we're 8 different people or classrooms that have dialed in from all over the world. I will tell you, we have folks today from India, that's me, from Paraguay, that's Mr. Rob, and from all over the United States as well. And so we're really, really excited to bring all of us together. One of the things that we will be doing is making sure we introduce ourselves in terms of who we are, but also where we are located and where we're from, so that we can see the global part of our one virtual student handshake is. Raise your hand if you know what it means to shake somebody's hand, to say hello and introduce yourself. Okay, great. So normally when you meet somebody in person, you shake hands and you say hello and you introduce yourself. But because we are all over the world and because we are in different places, we're going to do this in a virtual manner. We're going to say hello just like this on video and introduce ourselves to each other so we know who we're going to be working with throughout this semester for the Mad About Mattering project. So I wanted to just kick us off with that. And I know, Doreen, you mentioned, can you guys hear me okay, or am I buffering just a little bit? Okay, great. I'm going to share my screen with you, and I want to talk to you about a few things just so we can all remember what this project is and how we're going to get kicked off. And then we have a very special visitor and a very special speaker to speak with us today. So let me know when you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Perfect, Doreen, thank you so much. So again, welcome to our student handshake. This is the Mad About Mattering project. MAD, as we all know, stands for Mobile App Development. And Mad About Mattering is a project that's connecting us all over the world to make sure we can build apps that matter. We all matter. We all have things that we think about, that we are passionate about, that we are excited about changing or making better or fixing in some way. And so through this project, we partnered with 2 lovely ladies a few years ago, Miss Vicki Davis and Miss Angela Myers, who do a lot of work with global work and with mattering. And we wanted to come together and see how we could help all of us as students build apps together that matter, and to create innovation that's compassion driven in a mobile world. We all have phones, we all have mobile devices, or we know what they are and how to use them tremendously well. Let's build for them. Let's build things that can change the world in one way or another, and let's do it beyond just our classroom walls. Let's do it by meeting amazing people around the world and seeing what's possible when we put our minds together, we learn about each other, and we create magic together. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you, just in terms of what our semester is going to look like with this project, with the Mad About Mattering project, it started in January with a teacher handshake. We had teachers that met just like we're meeting now. We had all of our teachers that met back in January, and they introduced themselves to each other. We started working together and planning and figuring out what we were going to do and how we were going to do it. Right now, here in February, we're doing our student handshake, and we're going to start thinking about our app ideas and all of the different things that we want to build together. In March, we're going to form our teams and start building on our apps, which is going to be the really fun and exciting part. In April, we're actually going to be at a place where we finish our apps and get them to a place where they're ready for public voting. And we have a special speaker to join us here this morning that I'm going to introduce in just one second, who's going to talk to us about who are the people, the hundreds and maybe thousands of people around the world who are going to be voting the apps that you build during this semester. That's really exciting. And then in May, we'll have a virtual Shark Tank. Hopefully a lot of us have watched some episodes of the Shark Tank on TV, and we know what it's like to come up and to pitch your idea and to tell people what you've built and why you've built it. So we're gonna have our version of the Mad About Mattering virtual Shark Tank, where we all come into a video just like this and we pitch our ideas and we present them to the world. So that'll happen in May. And then based on who the winners are that we judge and that we decide in May, hopefully in August, those winning apps will go live on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. So really, really, really cool, fun stuff. We've done this project for a couple years now, and you can see, if you want to see some of the apps that other students in past years have made, you can download an app called Mad Store. It's an app that's available on your Android phone or tablet, on your iOS phone or tablet. Just go to the App Store or Google Play and download Mad Store, and we can see hundreds of different apps that students around the world have built over the last several years. So definitely make sure that we all do that at some point today if we haven't already. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about before we kick off our official handshake this morning is what our theme is for this year. I want you to take a second and picture and imagine that 2018 is a very, very special year. And it is, because this is our year. And that's the theme for us this year. This is our year. If we only had 1 year to make change, if we only had 1 year, and this year, 2018, is the 1 year that we had to do anything we could imagine, to make anything possible, to change anything that we wanted to change, and really create something that mattered, what would that be? And how would we spend this year in a way that we can really, truly make a difference in our world today? So this is our year. This is the year that we're going to make some great things happen. We're going to think about everything that's possible. If this was the only year that we had to really make a big impact on our world, what could we build together, and how could we work on that to make a difference? I do want to hand over to our, there we go. I do want to introduce and hand over to our wonderful, wonderful guest speaker today, this morning, who is Evan Schwartz. He's the CEO of a company called Beluga. And I just realized that I never told all of you who I am. So before I hand over to Evan, let me introduce myself. I've been so rude. I'm Alethea, and it's wonderful to meet you. I'm the founder of MadLearn, and just so excited to be here and to be a part of our wonderful project today. So with that, I'm now going to hand over to Evan, who is the CEO of Beluga. And Beluga is a really cool company that does a lot of amazing stuff with kids in countries all over the world. And I'm going to hand over to Evan to introduce himself and tell us a little bit more about what's going to be happening with our apps on Beluga this year.
Thanks, Alethea. Do you guys hear me all right? Excellent. Good morning. Thanks for having me, guys, today. I'm really excited, and we are huge supporters of MAD over here. So always happy to get involved in any project. Our company's based in New York, so it is morning over here. I know some people might be earlier morning or even night. So stay with us. We'll keep it, as exciting as possible on this one. But Beluga, I'll give you a quick overview, and then I'd love to show you guys a little bit of what the site actually looks like and where your work will be displayed. So our goal is to really create kind of this living, breathing ecosystem where students and teachers from all around the world can connect and collaborate on a day-to-day basis, right? We looked around about a year and a half ago and saw all these crazy headlines that were happening in the news every single day. And from our side, really just thought it's about just education, right? And a common connection between two different races, religions, ideologies, cultures, and a term that we use is emotional equity. Right? So having a direct personal investment in someone else and feeling connected, right? Then it could be anything from you guys like the same apps to both of you like pizza, right? And we've seen amazing results spark with just one little conversation and take it into full collaboration. So our network is growing by the day. It's really, really exciting what we've been able to come up with. And right now we have about 1,100 different schools in 77 countries. So your work will definitely be displayed worldwide. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Let me know when you could see it.
We can see it.
Excellent. So this is what Beluga looks like, guys. Real quick, I'll play it for you. So on the right-hand side, you see everyone that I'm connected with, kind of, my friend list. And you can see just from the flags, people all over the world. What we do is we feature different videos in our news feed, very similar to Facebook and Twitter, where we're pumping content in that sparks interest, right? So this one is about a Maya ball game in Mexico. This one is about tulip fields in Netherlands. And then students and teachers can actually post their own as well. So this was 4 different schools around the world. One of them in Nigeria said, this is how we sing the national anthem. And 3 other schools in the US, Ghana, and Macedonia replied back with their own national anthem. So our initial goal is to really just spark this initial conversation. The really neat part about in Beluga is once your teachers get connected with another classroom, very similar to most social media networks, you actually receive a new friend. And your profile on Beluga meshes with theirs, and you could start open conversation. So we have students that are collaborating and communicating daily, and I'll show you one of our actually new features that's pretty interesting. So we just launched this about 2 weeks ago, and you guys being involved in apps definitely know about the whole beta process. So this is something that we're going through right now, actually, which is one of our new things, which is really working with real world individuals, experts, companies, and even students like yourself that have a specialty and focusing on real world topics. So this one, for instance, touches upon protecting the elephants and ivory conservation. And I'll make the screen a little bit bigger for you here. But we're always interested in hearing feedback from different students, and app creation is definitely something that we're looking to work with MAD on as well. So your work not only will be featured publicly, and I'll get to that in a minute, but also in this type of content, right, where students around the world can all work on this. We really want to focus on more of a Netflix and Hulu type route, as opposed to just that traditional, and teachers excuse me, but boring content that so many people might go to. MAD is not included in that, right? We really want to be, as exciting and touch on your interests as much as possible. The really neat part about this too is one of the big things in Beluga is we're always looking to give back, right? And what we realize from around the world is that not everyone has the capabilities or resources that we might, right? Some schools lack electricity, some schools lack Wi-Fi connection, even something as simple as clean water. So what we have in Beluga is something we call impact campaigns, right? Where we partner with different organizations and educational projects from all around the world that just need a little bit of support. The best part about it is you guys are actually the ones that influence this. So every time you activate some activity on Beluga, whether it's speaking with a friend, whether it's commenting on that newsfeed, working on a project, you earn points. And what your points can basically do is go towards these different schools and basically trigger a reward for them. I'll click on this one, Code to Inspire, since it's so close to the MAD type of brand. And in here, you can see these are girls from Afghanistan. And basically, there's an amazing founder, she's actually based here in New York, that realized that all her friends back in Afghanistan don't have access to Wi-Fi, or really not necessarily just Wi-Fi, but really a career path, right? It's a very male-driven society over there. And what she really wanted to focus on was, well, how do I empower my friends and give them an opportunity for the future? And education and coding was that solution for them. So the school is a nonprofit, and they're always looking for a different support. So what we do in here is we support them with a month of access for the internet for all of their students. We set a point goal of about 100,000 points, and through Beluga, and you can see down here, 123 students have donated to this campaign. You are the ones that are actually able to trigger this. So it's really always looking to give back and teach you guys as students really humanitarian and empathy skills as opposed to just cultural skills. So the reason that I bring that up, and really why we're included in here, besides just supporting that, is what we're going to be launching actually, and you guys might be one of our first ones that we actually feature, is a voting mechanism, right? So you guys could see in this newsfeed that there's a lot of different content here, right, that all students from around the world can engage on. So ideally, what we're planning on doing here is coming up with this great solution where we could start featuring student projects and let the entire world vote on it. So similar to a comment or an activity or a lesson, students will earn points for voting on different competitions, and you guys will actually be one of the lead competitions in here. So having your work and your apps actually displayed in this newsfeed for different students around the world to view, and then ideally download and start playing as well. So that's kind of where we're going with this. So your guys' work will definitely be exposed on a global basis, and we're super, super excited about it and just happy to be involved in the opportunity. So just wanted to touch base with you guys a little quickly this morning, introduce myself and the company, see if you had any questions for me. But again, thank you for being involved in our community. We're really looking forward to this one.
Thank you so much, Mr. Evan. We really appreciate you sharing with us. And one of the things, students, that is really exciting, Mr. Evan mentioned in the beginning, he said they have kids, about, what did you say, 11,000 kids?
So we have over 11,000. We're actually in about 1,100 schools right now.
Wow. So there's 1,100 schools in 77 different countries all over the world who are on this Beluga platform. And when we create our apps together through our Mad About Mattering project, we're going to have them be posted on Beluga and have kids from all over the world be voting on which apps of the, let's say we make 10 or 20 apps this semester, which are going to be the top 3 or the top 5 that go into the virtual Shark Tank. So very, very exciting. And we're really, really honored to have such a large community of 77 countries be able to give us feedback and vote on the apps that we are building across our classrooms here this semester. So thank you, Mr. Evan, for joining us and for presenting to us a little bit about Beluga. We're excited to be exposed to it.
Thank you, guys.
Excellent. I'm going to now transition over, and Mr. Evan mentioned that he's in New York. I wanted to share with you a little snippet, and this is what's really cool about technology companies today. Our team, our MadLearn team, is in 5 different cities and 3 countries, and we still work together really well all the time. And an example of that is I live in DC. I actually live in Washington, DC, but today, and it's evening for me, so you can kind of see it's not bright sunshine, it's evening, it's night out for me. I'm on the other side of the world in Bombay, India. And so I'm here visiting some family. I also have part of our team is in Delhi, so I'm going to be up with our team next week in Delhi. And so I'm in India currently, and again, this is a global project, and so we can be anywhere in the world and be still here and working together. So I wanted to make sure I shared that with you. And now we have up next our first classroom who is going to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about who they are and what they're excited about. So Ms. Barnett, I'm going to hand over to you. Please tell us who you are, where you are, and tell us a little bit about Amana Academy.
Okay, good morning, everyone. We can't see you anymore. We're not sure. We're hoping you can see us. I'm Angelique Barnett.
We can see you, Ms. Barnett. Yes.
I am a STEM teacher. Our school is in Alpharetta, Georgia, which is just north of Atlanta. We are a public charter school, and we are STEM certified. This is our first year participating in Mad About Mattering, and we're really excited. We have a K through 8 school, and now I'll let the students introduce themselves.
Ms. Barnett? Ms. Barnett, just before,
Hi, my name is
sorry, real quick, Ms. Barnett, I wanted to make sure, I know you said you cannot see us. Is our video feed not coming through, or?
Well, it just started a minute ago. All your screens are black now, except for Evan. We can see him. But all the other screens are black now, but we can hear you.
Okay, great. We can see you.
All right, so we're going to go ahead with our first student, if that's okay.
Yes, that's perfect.
Hello? Hi, my name is Sarah. I like karate. I've been doing it for 7 years, and I'm a blue belt currently. And bye.
Come on. We're going to go in order.
Hi, my name is Zedra. I like food, reading. I usually get in trouble for reading. I usually get in trouble for reading in class, and I like animals. Hi, I'm Miriam, and I refer to myself as Fire, and I like turtles. I like food too, and yeah, I'm very creative, I think.
You tell me about your app, Miriam. Tell me about your app idea.
Oh, my app idea is like, okay, so a lot of us kids, like in this age, we go through a lot of problems with procrastination and not being organized with our schedule. So I wanted to create an app that helped us with it and like timed out your day for you.
No,
Yeah.
Barnett, if I can pause you for just one quick second. Folks, everybody else watching, if you want to change your view to speaker view on the top right, if you click on speaker view, you'll be able to see Miss Barnett's classroom in full screen, which might be easier for the students to see. So you can toggle between speaker view and gallery view based on what might be best at the moment. And I think we do have somebody joined in from the telephone. If you have dialed in from the phone, please do mute yourself so we can all hear okay. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Miss Barnett.
Okay. Hi, my name is Kiara. I enjoy classification and robotics. I'm currently the captain of the robotics team at my school. I have worked on multiple apps before. I've been employed and I like softwares, and I'm looking forward to working with you all.
Good job. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Minna, and I like ecology and animals, and I'm interested in being a civil engineer. Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm 13 years old, and I'm a chick. Hi, my name is Sophia. I like creating new ideas, and I'm interested in computers and art. Okay. Hello, my name is Nora. I'm interested in art, historical fiction, and reading and writing. I like creative writing. My favorite color is gray, and my favorite band is The Neighborhood. Hi, my name is Dara. I like space and Star Wars. I also kind of like drawing, but I'm not good at it. Okay, how do I really spell? Hi, my name is Summer. I have yeet written 3 times at the bottom of my paper because it's my favorite word. Because of the viewfinder. I didn't realize you guys could see it perfectly fine. Anyway, I like water and the sun, and I hate everything orange. Okay, my name is Stephanie. I'm 14 and I'm a gymnast. I was born in Georgia, but my parents are originally from Venezuela. I love animals and I'm very passionate about fostering and adoption. Hi, my name is Ande. My name means I finally found my treasure. I'm half American, half African American, and African. I'm a violinist and a soccer player, and I love to play with computers and break them down.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been working through myself. Hi, my name is Malia, and I love K-pop, anime, Overwatch. I love video games, and I love Asian culture. My name is Gabby. I like to play video games. I like to eat, and my goal for the future is to be a game designer.
All right, so I'm back again. I think you get to ask us questions now, right? 3 questions?
We sure do, Miss Barnett. And so for all of the other adults and students in our virtual room, this was Amana Academy, and we just met virtually all of the students that are in Miss Barnett's class. One of the things that we can do is we can think about some questions. If there's anybody that has a question, please do, teachers, please do unmute yourself and go ahead and ask a question. I know for the next classroom, we want to make sure that the students can come up a little bit closer and talk a little bit louder. We heard some of the girls well, some of the girls we couldn't hear quite as well, but those are the things that we work on as we go through a project like this. So any questions that we have for Miss Barnett and her classroom? And you can also post them into the chat if you'd like, and I can pick them up from there, whatever's easiest, but we'll give us just a couple seconds if there is anybody that has a question for Miss Barnett and her students. Okie dokie. Okay. Well, we will go ahead. Miss Barnett, thank you so much. And girls, you did a wonderful job. I'm so glad you were able to hold up your name so all of us could see and tell us a little bit about you. So thank you so very much. We really appreciate that. I'm going to hand over and introduce one of our other MadLearn team members, Kimberly Bino. Miss Bino is and actually I'm going to go with Miss Kimberly because I know she prefers Miss Kimberly. So Miss Kimberly has been on our team for a couple years now, and she's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful part of our team. Sometimes we call her our mad mother, but she's absolutely amazing. She's our VP of sales, and she's been in education for many, many years. But Miss Kimberly, come off of mute and tell us a little bit about yourself and share a message with the students that you think would be great for us to hear.
Well, good morning. I had a question for I think it was Gabby. I'm not sure if it was Gabby, but somebody talked about fostering pets. And I wanted to know if they actually foster pets.
Okay, that's Stephanie. Do you foster pets? She has a pet, but she doesn't foster any now.
Oh, okay. I just thought that was so cool. So as Alafia said, everybody calls me Miss Kimberly, and yes, I'm the VP of sales, and I am so, so excited to meet all of you today. It is just so encouraging. And as you guys embark on this excellent, excellent adventure, because I can't believe we're just worldwide, I just want to tell you a quick story, of course. Last week this is the power of of our world today and technology. I was working with the classroom and I was teaching, and I kind of forgot I was supposed to be there. And they said I was able to teach the class from my car because I had a hotspot, I had my laptop, and the students was able to see the road going by. We did the entire lesson for 45 minutes on MadLearn, and because they had seen me in their classroom every week, it was just so cool. And the teacher told me afterwards, they behaved better when I was in the car than when I was in the classroom. So maybe I should teach it next week in the car. So anyway, that's my story. But I am honored to partner alongside you guys. And last year, I worked with Coretta Scott King Academy in Atlanta, CSK. And let me tell you, the few times I was able to go into their classroom, I had total fun, I had total pride, and I had a total sense of accomplishment with these girls. And, you know, that is my wish for all of you today, because hashtag, this is our year, and we are going to make a change. And I like what Mr. Evans said. I wrote it down, emotional equity. So girls, as we embark again on this adventure, I want to encourage you to give it your all, because as you give it your all, you'll have an abundance and give it and have the best experience from it. You get what you put into it. So I look forward to seeing each and every one of you through the semester. And I'm gonna turn it back over to Alethea.
Thank you, Miss Kimberly. We're really excited to have you, of course, be such a critical part of this project throughout the year, and hopefully be the Amana Academy and Coretta Scott King in person, since you are in Atlanta, Georgia. And so Miss Kimberly is in Atlanta, Georgia, not too far from two of our classrooms who are on here today. I will definitely try to visit our Delaware High School. So I'm not too far from you guys. So I'm definitely going to try to come visit at some point. Miss Rebecca, if we can organize that, I'd love to come visit your wonderful group of students in Delaware.
And I will try to visit Paraguay.
Hopefully we can make that happen as well. I think Miss Doreen needs to go visit Mr. Rob in Paraguay. So we'll try to work on that as well. But next up, we have Miss Laura Pena from Coretta Scott King Academy in Atlanta, Georgia. Miss Laura, take it away. We'd love to hear from you about your school and have our students introduce themselves.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So my name is Miss Pena, Laura Pena. I'm at Coretta Scott King. It's a 6 through 12 all-girls school. And so here we have about mostly 7th graders and a handful of 6th graders that are joining us. We did do this last year, and it was an after-school program last year with less girls. But this year we're trying it during the school day. So I'm going to go ahead and start right here. You're going to be first. But I'm going to go ahead and let them start cycling too.
And while Ms. Pena's students are getting ready, folks, everybody else, please do keep in mind that we have an opportunity to ask questions after each classroom is done introducing themselves. So if you have a question, if you are curious about something or want to know more about somebody or a school, please do write some questions down for us to ask at the end. Go ahead, Ms. Pena.
No time, but it's okay.
My name is Brianna. I'm 11 years old, and I like to cheer. My name is Rakia. I'm 12. My favorite color is red, and I love to dance. Hello, my name is Charlie. I'm 13, and I like anime. Hi, my name is Majesty. I'm 12 years old and I like music. Hey, my name is Nakiri Parks. I'm 13 and my favorite color is purple.
Hi, my name is Angelique, and I like sports, and I'm 13.
Hi, my name is Tasha.
Sorry. Hi, my name is Isis. I'm 13 years old and I like video games.
Hello, my name is Sanaya. My favorite color is purple. And I like to Hi, my name is Karen. I'm a cheerleader and I do track.
Hi, my name is Jamie. I'm 13. I like to write or draw or sketch freestyle. Hi, my name is Desla. I'm 13 and I like to cheer.
Okay, that's everyone. Our principal is also in here, and one of our teachers who teaches the computer science. So that's it for us.
Sorry, I was just saying, I said excellent, Miss Laura. They can absolutely participate in our handshake as well. Would they like to come up and introduce themselves?
I'm volunteering them. They sure would like to come up.
Good morning. I'm Mrs. Brown. I am the business and computer science teacher here at Coretta Scott King. So I'll be working with the students as they go through Mad Learn this semester.
Wonderful. It's a pleasure to meet you. Excellent.
Good morning. I'm Principal Washington, and I'm just excited about this opportunity to collaborate with other students at different schools. Thank you so much.
We're so excited to have Coretta Scott King participate, Miss Washington. Thank you. I'm so glad you're able to join and introduce yourself.
Thank you.
Miss Barnett, I know you said you were having video trouble and you couldn't see our video, and I think you were trying to get the phone in front of the students. Thank you for doing that. I love how we, you know, when we have technical difficulties, we find another way and we make it work. Can you see us now okay? Kind of. Okay, they're still working on it. Okay. So let's ask, thank you so much, Miss Laura, for introducing Coretta Scott King Academy, and girls for introducing yourselves. That was lovely. Any questions that we have for Miss Laura and her students in Atlanta, Georgia? Miss Kimberly, you look like you have a question.
Yes, I was wondering how the track and the cheerleading, how that work together. Is it in the same season or different seasons? I think it was Karen. Was that Karen who did the track and the cheerleading?
They're different seasons. Cheerleading ends in February and track starts in March.
Oh wow! So you're a busy beaver.
Yes.
What is your race and track?
I do the hurdles and the 100-meter dash.
Wow, impressive. I ran track, so that's why I was interested. Good to meet you, Karen.
Nice to meet you too.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Miss Kimberly. Miss Rebecca and Mr. Rob, I know that you just saw two of our classrooms that wonderfully happen to be two girls' schools that we have. All of the kids in the class were girls because they're two girls' schools. Now, I know Miss Rebecca and Mr. Rob, you of course are not girls-only schools, and so you will have girls as well as boys in your classrooms, and we're very excited to meet them and to have you guys introduce yourselves. So one of the things that I want to do before we hand over to Miss Rebecca is introduce and invite Miss Doreen to say hello to us. Miss Doreen is the backbone of this project, and she's the glue that keeps everybody together. And so I'd love to have you come off of mute, Miss Doreen, and tell us who you are, where you're going to be in a little while, and what is it that you'd like to share with the students?
Hello, can you hear me? Can I see a wave from the students if you can hear me? Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Miss Alafia. So as Miss Alafia said, my name is Doreen Bandua. I am African. I'm from Ghana, West Africa. Who knows where Africa is? Anybody know? Oh, good, great. So I'm originally from Ghana, West Africa, but I work here in the United States with Modlearn, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. But I'm moving back to Ghana soon. In the summer, I'm going back to Ghana, but I'll still be working with Modlearn. So you'll still see my face from time to time. And I'm project manager for Mad About Mattering. So my job is to make sure that the project runs smoothly from start to finish, and to make sure that we are all organized and enjoying the project. So that's my job. So if ever you have any difficulties, just let your teachers get in touch with me, and then I'll be sure to help you out. My experience with Mad About Mattering has been amazing. I have seen some awesome apps created by students through global collaboration and through teamwork. So I'm looking forward to seeing all the amazing apps that you all are going to create throughout the semester. So I hope you are as excited as I am to see you evolve and to create these awesome apps and to come up with these amazing ideas and to share your ideas with everyone. So welcome everybody and have an amazing time. I'm here whenever you need help. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Doreen. Your energy is so viral and infectious, and it's such a good thing. And we love that you're a part of this project with us. Miss Rebecca, we know that you are a group of students in Newark, Delaware. So Miss Rebecca's school is the Delaware Design Lab High School in Newark, Delaware. So Miss Rebecca, take it away. Tell us about you. Tell us about your school, and then we'd love to meet your students.
Did it work?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so my name is Rebecca Collins, and I am the Executive Director of Delaware Design Lab High School. We are a 9 through 12 charter school in the state of Delaware. We use what's known as a design thinking process, and we are super excited about Mad About Mattering because it lines up with the process we use pretty directly. The students you see before you self-selected into the program, and they are very excited. They've been building apps based on their personal interests, and they're very excited to get started building apps based on social justice. So I will let them start, and I will hold up their name tags as they go. So.
Hello, I'm Hunter. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, okay. My name is Hunter Lord. I'm a junior here at Delaware Design Lab High School. I usually like doing computer programming. I'm all about usually doing all that tech work and stuff. You know, that's usually what I like.
Okay, thank you. Nick, do you want to speak? Okay.
Hi, I'm Nick. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, they can hear you, baby.
My name is Nick. I personally am a junior, and I really like anime and coding. You know, if I can crack into something's code, I can probably get to it and rewrite the code.
Buddy, do you need your intro, or you can just do it, baby?
Good morning. My name is Sadiq. I love gaming and computer programming.
Hold on.
Hello, my name is Elias Marcano. I'm a freshman here at Delaware Design Lab High School, and I enjoy computer programming and video games.
Wait. Speak louder.
What?
Louder. Okay, Autumn, talk loudly.
Hello, I'm Autumn.
Nope, louder.
Hello, I'm Autumn. I'm a junior, and I like music and gaming.
Miss Rebecca, we're not able to hear the students very well.
Okay, So that was Autumn. She's a junior. She likes music and video games, and Ashton will speak much more clearly and loudly.
Hello, my name is Ashton. I am from originally PA, and I love coding, video games, and my computer.
Hi, my name is Hanan. I'm 14 and I'm a freshman at Delaware Design Lab High School, and I like art, video games, and coding.
And we have one student who's not here right now. His name is Javon Brown. You saw him at the beginning of the meeting, but he had to depart for what we call dual enrollment. He also takes courses at the University of Delaware, so he had to leave to go to college, basically. So that's all. Any questions?
Great, Ms. Rebecca, thank you so much. We're so excited to have your students participate and to be a part of the project this year. I have one question, but I'm going to hold on to it until I see if there's anybody else that has questions. Any other teachers or students that have questions for Ms. Rebecca and her group of students? Yes, I see one from Ms. Laura's class. Go ahead.
Wait, check. Raise your hand. Don't see. No, you don't have to.
We're gonna have the question from Miss Laura's class go first, and then we can come back to Miss Angelique's class. Okay?
Okay.
Go ahead, Miss Laura.
So do you guys like to do advanced coding, or you're only beginners?
Okay, so Nick, raise your hand if you are more or less an advanced coder at this point in your career. Raise your hand if you're just getting started on coding. So we have a mixed bag, but we have some pretty advanced coders around here. And trust me, we have to change the Wi-Fi password daily. It's good to keep us on our toes. That's a great question. Thank you so much. I know we have another question from Miss Angelique's class. Go ahead.
Hi. I think it was Ashton, but I wanted to know, whoever likes anime, what was your favorite anime show?
Favorite anime show?
Probably Pokemon.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
Great question. Thank you. I'm glad we've got some folks that are into anime and we're connecting on that. That's good stuff. Any other questions for Miss Rebecca's class? Yes, Miss Kimberly, go ahead. Oh, you're on mute.
I had a similar question that I wrote down. I don't know what anime is.
Well, you know, that's a very important thing to know, and we have a lot of experts in the room that can tell us. So one of the students, come up to the mic, unmute yourself, and tell Miss Kimberly, what is anime?
It's a Japanese animation.
Okay, I'm just behind the curve. I'm gonna know by the end of the semester what it is.
There you go, and I see some girls at Miss Angelique's class that want to add to that as well. So go ahead, tell us more.
Okay, hi. Anime basically is just Japanese cartoons, but their own version, and their cartoons are like, or it's better than what we have in America. It's better than Looney Tunes or Cartoon Network or anything. Wait. Thank you.
Great, ladies, thank you. And I actually just realized that we have Mr. Ty that has been able to join us with his students as well. Mr. Ty, can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear us?
We can hear you and we can see you. Mr. Ty, in case you have not, I don't know what mode you're on, but at the top right of your screen, if you click gallery view, you should be able to see all of the other classrooms and adults that are in the virtual room as well.
Yeah, I think we have everyone there, but let me just double check.
Great, 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 great.
No, sit. Yeah, so we see everyone and we're happy to be here.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Mr. Ty. And you know what? You're just in time because we just finished our introduction of Miss Rebecca and her students in Delaware. And it's a perfect time for you to come in and to introduce yourself and your students. And before you do that, I know you were a little bit late to join us, so I want to give you quick context. Miss Barnett and Amanda Academy does need to leave. They have to get to class, so we'll bid them farewell. Thank you, Miss Angelique, for joining us.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Mr. Ty, one thing that is really actually kind of exciting, and I don't know how this happened. We didn't plan this on purpose, but it's really cool that this happened. It just so happens that we have, of the 5 classrooms that we have on our student handshake today, we have 2 schools that are all girls schools. We have 2 schools that are mixed gender schools, and we have 1 school that's an all boys school, which is of course you guys. So we're gonna have some interesting opportunities to experience what it's like working at and being at an all-girls school, an all-boys school, and a co-ed or a mixed gender school. So this is the first time this has happened in our project. So I'm really excited to see that. But Mr. Ty, we've just gone around the room, and each classroom, each teacher has introduced themselves, and each student has introduced themselves and told us a little bit about them. And we'd love for you to tell us who you are, where you are, tell us a little bit about Gilman, and then we can have your students take it from there. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are Gilman School, located in Baltimore, Maryland. Do we have every upper school grade represented here? 9th graders? Yeah. 9th, 10th?
Yes.
11th, everyone. So yeah, so we've got all 4 high school grades represented here. Gilman is a K through 12 all boys school in Baltimore. We consider ourselves to be the best all boys school in Baltimore. And we are looking forward to kind of being a part of this project and having a good time here. So I'll let the guys kind of go around. I'm the director of technology here at Gilman. It's my 2nd year here. And then I'll have everyone starting with you. We'll kind of go around and introduce ourselves.
Should I introduce my app or not?
No, you can say that. No.
Okay. So I'm Max. I'm a 9th grader. And I guess that's about it. I'm a 9th grader.
That works. Yeah, I'll bring this over here. All right.
I'm Gary Shriver. I'm an 11th grader.
Fernando Casado. I'm a senior. I'm Nathan Hitchcock. I'm a junior. I'm Andrew Dinsky. I'm a junior. I'm Ibby Ashraf. I'm a sophomore.
I'm Brandon Nguyen. I'm a junior.
I'm Josh Fitzgerald. I'm a senior.
I'm Sam Bloomberg. I'm a junior.
I'm James Zollinger. I'm a 9th grader. I'm John Williams. I'm a freshman.
That's our group. I think we are missing a couple of students, but this is our group. We have a group of 16. We're, again, looking forward to being a part of this project.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mr. Ty. We have folks here from Paraguay. I'm currently in India. I live in Washington, D.C., but I'm currently in India visiting family and my team that's here in Delhi. So I'm halfway across the world, so it's evening for me. And we have a couple schools in Georgia, 1 in Delaware, and 1 in Maryland, of course, you guys. So we're very, very excited about that. One of the things, and so any of the other folks here, questions for Mr. Ty and his students. I know they went around the room a little quickly. If you want to ask a little bit more or learn a little bit more about them, what are some questions that we have for Mr. Ty and his kids? Go ahead, Ms. Doreen.
Hi, so my name is Doreen and I'm project manager for Mad About Mattering. My question to anyone who wants to answer is, do you do any sports, and what sports do you do?
So I can attest, I'm Fernando. Me and Nathan both do swimming and water polo. He does, also club swimming. So me and him both swim and play water polo, and this year was my last year, but he still has another year left.
Yeah, I play volleyball and squash. I use baseball. I play baseball inside and outside school. Then I do indoor track and soccer.
I go off campus and I do crew or rowing. That's off campus, not here at Gilman.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I do crew off campus, so it's not here at Gilman, but at a rowing club off campus.
I play squash, tennis, and golf.
Nice.
I play football and run indoor track.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Doreen. Any other questions for Mr. Ty and his students?
And we have about 10 more minutes before our group has to run off to their next class. So I don't know how you wanted to do the app sharing ideas.
So if they've got ideas that that they've started to think about that they want to share with us, we'd love to hear them. And you can absolutely have any of the students that would like to share with us. We'd love to hear.
Yeah, anybody want to?
Yeah, I'll go.
So you can go ahead and actually hold up your paper.
Oh, okay.
In front of the camera.
Okay.
Just so it's easier.
Yeah, can you just hold that? Yeah, sure.
So
Might have to hold that a little.
Yeah,
So in recent light of a lot of especially the Parkland shooting in the United States, it's been a very prominent topic about mental illness, especially in high schools. So a proposed application would be some kind of way that kids could check up. Hopefully that school push mandatory weekly checkups for students to either say their mood, describe like how they're doing and things like that. And also to schedule times with the school counselors or maybe seek professional help. So that's it. Cool.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And it is such an important discussion and such an important thing for us to be working on now and now more than ever. And so thank you. Great idea. And we're excited to be able to support that and hopefully build that app through this semester. Great. Thank you for sharing. Who else wants to share?
Go for it, Max. Go for it, Max.
Okay, so I'm doing an app that tells you like where you can see, like if you're going on vacation and all, you can see where famous movies were filmed.
Very cool. Excellent. Okay, another great idea. Anybody else?
No?
I'll share mine.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So my app is kind of a housekeeper app, kind of like you order someone and they can come do your chores quickly, like inside or outside. And rather than being like Angie's List where you schedule an appointment, it's people that are kind of like ready to come right now, kind of like Uber with chores and stuff like that.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool. And thank you, students, for sharing. If there's any other gentlemen that would like to share, please do. One of the things that I wanted to share with all of us, which is so cool about this global project, is we all come together and we think of ideas. We put them into a place, and I'm about to show you what this is going to look like. But we put them into a board, and we start recruiting team members. We start finding other people in other classrooms around the world who are interested in the same thing that we're interested in, or passionate in the same idea that we are passionate about. And you have to develop and build a team around your app so that you can go into production and actually start building your app together. Again, it's a global project, and so the idea is to really brainstorm ideas together, think about things that you want to change, things that you want to fix, ideas that you have that can make the world a better place, and how can you help others know about what your passion is and bring them together to work on your idea with you. or choose an idea that somebody else has come up with and help them create that and help them work as a team and a collaborative effort across our classroom walls. And so that's very, very exciting. I'm glad to hear, Mr. Tai, that your students have been able to start to think about some of those ideas. We're going to start to put them into a place where all of the other kids and all of the other classrooms can also see that, and we can start putting ideas together and putting kids together who are wanting to work on the same topic. So great stuff. Thank you for sharing.
Into Trello, and Madeline by the end of the week.
Say that again, Mr. Tai, I didn't quite hear you.
We're going to get everyone into Trello and Madeline by the end of the week.
Perfect, excellent, excellent. With that, I know we have one final classroom left, and Mr. Rob is at Colegio Lumen in Paraguay, and this is the second year he's done this global project with us, and he's only just starting because they're in South America. They have a different school semester than we do in the United States, and so his kids only got to school for the first time after their break this week. Is that right, Mr. Rob?
That's right.
So take it away. Please introduce yourself and your school, and we'd love to hear from the students that you do have in the room, if there are any that are there today.
There are, actually. And can you hear me okay? My connection apparently is unstable, so if I cut out, I apologize. So my name is Mr. Rob Young, and I'm originally from Canada, but I find myself now teaching all the way in Paraguay, South America, which is down there in case anyone wants to see an interactive map. And as Ms. Alethea mentioned, we are quite a bit south. We're in the southern hemisphere, so that means our seasons are flipped. So that means that we're just getting off our summer vacation, so all the students are still a little bit kind of, well, some of them are in summer vacation mode, I think, still. But anyway, this is going to be our first week back. We're still kind of finalizing our numbers, but we do have a number of interested students now. I didn't mention where we're from. We're from Colegio Lumen, which is a bilingual private school. Now, English is not our first language, so we have to bear that in mind, but I'm confident in my students' abilities. They're all very good speakers. I know most of them personally, and I can vouch for them. So language shouldn't be a problem, but it's interesting, and this is also a good experience, I think, too, to share cultures and things to it. We heard mentioned it only takes one thing to kind of draw us together, one kind of thing we have in common. It's also, I think, important too to celebrate differences and to sort of maybe ask questions. This is a great chance to ask questions. What music do people listen to in Paraguay? It's actually kind of the same as in North America, so let me know. Anyway, so first, who wants to go first? Everyone was so excited at the beginning, now everyone's... Well, we'll have our resident expert, Daniel, Mr. Daniel Dreyfus. This is the second year he's done this, and he'll introduce himself and explain briefly what he's interested in. You can see it if you like. Yeah. Just say your name. Say what you like. What your ideas are for your app.
Okay. Hello. My name is Daniel Dreyfus. Okay,
that's good.
Okay, I was born in Uruguay, but I live in Paraguay. I like computer science. I'm very interested in computer science since I was a kid. And my idea for this year's Mad About Mattering is to create an app about different cultures and countries with their respective languages. And yeah, talk about different cultures and interesting facts about different countries and cultures. Yeah, that's the idea of my app.
Good. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mention to my students, again, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. About 30 seconds, guys, so just say your name and your idea, and that's it, because we have a lot more to speak about. So yeah, come on in.
Hi, my name is Aymar Almiron, which is sort of a weird name. I'm new in this school, so this is a different kind of project for me. I was planning on doing an app with something more related towards awareness, maybe other social issues, maybe mental health, and using the platform as sort of a safe space, maybe share information and just communication between the people that visit it. So yeah, that's it.
Good, excellent, excellent. Next. Oh, make sure you look in your camera.
I'm very nervous. Well, my name is Ivan, and my idea is to make an app about bitcoins and the market, and the global market about cryptocurrencies.
Excellent.
Bye.
Okay, Fabrizio.
Hello, my name is Fabrizio, and I would like to make a app for Fortnite.
Okay, which is a video game.
Have a good day.
It's a video game, right?
It's a video game.
All right. Anybody else want to take a turn? Okay, I think that's all. That's all from us. Did anyone have any questions for either me or my students?
That's great, Mr. Rob. Thank you so much for sharing with us, and I'm so glad a few of your students were able to introduce themselves and share a little bit about their ideas with us. Hopefully this is getting a lot of us other students in different classrooms, if we haven't started to think about our ideas yet, it's getting our minds flowing and our creative juices flowing. Mr. Rob, one of the things, I know there was another student in Mr. Ty's class that was also very interested in doing a mental health app, and so maybe we can connect some dots there, but that's great to hear, and I know you have more students that are going to be joining soon as well, so we'll hear from them and be able to meet them as a part of the project as well soon. So thank you so much, Mr. Rob. Any questions, folks from other classrooms to Mr. Rob and his students? Go ahead, Ms. Doreen.
So hello everyone. So I noticed that Mr. Rob's students speak so well. They speak English so well, even though they are not, English is not the first language. So I want to know how come they speak English this well.
It's probably not me. What do you guys say? Why do you speak English so well?
Can they come up to the screen and tell me? Can one person come up to the screen and just?
Because we are on this school since we are little kids, and they teach us to speak English since we are 3 years old.
Yeah, well, the thing is that the school we're at is a bilingual school, so we learn Spanish and English. But some of us have, went to courses, English courses at multiple institutes, so that's why.
Because this is a private school, English is English is taught basically right from kindergarten on. It's almost like an immersion school. If the model, I guess, in North America, that's kind of the same idea. So most basically half of their classes are in English and have been since they've been really small. So they do, hopefully speak English well.
And Mr. Rob, for the benefit of all of us, what is, I know you said English is not their first language. What is the first language that is spoken, and what is the first language?
That's right. I didn't actually say that. Spanish is actually the first official language. It's one of 2 official languages in Paraguay. You guys want to say what the other one is?
It's called Guarani.
Yeah. You want to say hi? He said, hi, how's it going? My name is Fabrizio.
And Mr. Rob, I don't think we caught the second language. What is the second language?
Guarani, which is actually the native, it's the native, I guess, American language from, it's actually not just Paraguay, it's Paraguay, a little bit of Argentina, and a bit of Brazil as well.
Wonderful. Good to know. Great question, Ms. Doreen. Thank you, Mr. Rob, and your students for helping us with that. I know we only have, Ms. Angelique, your students aren't in the room anymore, right? Okay, so for the kids that we do have in the room from Coretta Scott King and from Delaware Design Lab, anybody that knows Spanish, any of our students that do know Spanish, raise your hand if you know Spanish. I know a little bit of Spanish, so I can kind of semi-raise my hand, but not fully. Anybody that knows Spanish, Miss Kimberly is forgetting that she knows Spanish. Who I see 2 hands. Okay, excellent. And a couple. Oh, great. Okay, good. So we do have some Spanish speakers. Oh, and Miss Angelique does have 2 as well. Great. So we have a few different Spanish speakers in our classrooms as well across the board. So that might be a fun thing to connect on and to actually have some real conversations with, especially for the non-native Spanish speakers. So that's great. Thank you. Good stuff. Well, that is Mr. Roth's class in Paraguay was our last classroom to introduce today. And so that does bring us to the end of our introductions. There's one final thing that I want to share with us before we leave and before we get started on actually putting our ideas. Oh, go ahead, Miss Laura. Did you say you have another student? Okay, yeah, go ahead, come on, bring her up. And if you can unmute yourself, perfect.
Okay. Hi, my name is Paris. I'm a 7th. I like the walkers.
Thank you, Paris. It was nice to meet you. I'm glad you were able to come in and introduce yourself. Great stuff. There's one last thing that I do want to share with us in terms of our next step. So now that we have had a brief opportunity to shake hands and to meet all of our students from across all of our 5 different schools, the next thing that we are going to be working on right now is to really think about, and can you guys see my screen okay? Yeah, I'm going to hope, yes. Okay, great. So one last thing that I wanted to share with you. I know we have a lot of students that are interested in a lot of different things. We had some that said they were interested in code and that they were coders, some high level, some beginner. We have some students that are interested in cheering and in languages and in different cultures and mental health. There's all kinds of different interests that we have and that we bring to the table, which is what makes diversity and working together in a collaborative way so much fun and so exciting. And I wanted to talk a little bit about app development as a whole. So when we think about building an app and we think about building any piece of technology, code is just one slice of the pie. It's one piece of the puzzle. It's a very important piece, no doubt, but it's just one piece of the pie. And if we look at our company at MadLearn, we are a team of people who are product ideation people, who are designers, who are coders, who are testers, we're marketing people, we're sales people, we're customer success people, we're support, we're all kinds of different minds and skills that come together to become a team that can create MadLearn and that continue to make MadLearn so awesome. And so when we think about you guys starting to think of your ideas and form teams, it's really important to think about the different parts of this that you might want to participate in and that you might want to experience more with. And the first part that we're going to talk about is an idea and starting with an idea. Like we said at the very beginning of our student handshake, the theme for this year is this is our year. If we only had 1 year to really make a difference and to really do something great and to change anything possible, if we had a magic wand that we could wave and make change happen, what would we do? How would we do that? How would we make an app and make a project and a theme and a movement that can actually really make change in different areas of our life? Remember, this is Mad About Mattering, and we're making apps that matter. Things that really matter to you as a person, that matter to your school, your family, your culture, your religion, whatever it is that matters to you, that's what we want to hone in on. So the very first thing that we're going to do after our student handshake today, all of our teachers and kids, I'm holding you responsible to ask your teacher to get you onto Trello. Trello is a tool that we're going to be using. All of the kids that you met here today are all going to be on a Trello board together. And this is kind of what it looks like when we get in there. Teachers, please do remember to add your students as soon as you can today or tomorrow. But students, once you get into the Trello board, you will have an opportunity in the very first column, right here, in this first column, you will have an opportunity to add your idea, an idea for the app that you want to build. But before you do that, you have to read this card here. It says, read me first. Click on that, pull it up, see what it says, and then you can create a new card with your idea on it. So please do spend some time over the next few days coming into Trello Trello, experimenting with it, creating idea cards for the ideas that you have for an app that you'd like to build this semester. And then as we go throughout the semester and through the project, we'll develop those ideas, we'll form teams around those ideas, and then we will actually take them into production on MadLearn, be able to build out the apps and have them finalized for us to pitch and present and ready to vote on. So that's what we're going to start with immediately. We're going to end our student handshake today with our next step, which is to think of your ideas and come into Trello, ask your teacher to get you into Trello and put your ideas in the first column that is on the Trello board. First draft ideas, go ahead and put your ideas in there. One of the things that our teacher, Cool Cat teacher, is Miss Vicki Davis, and she was one of our founding teachers on this project several years ago, and she's such a wonderful influence in all of the work that we do with Mad About Mattering. And this is something that she said that I want for all of us to look at and to read before we end our meeting today. She said, is it hard work? Yes. Is it worth doing? Yes. Is it what I consider the best global project in the world? Absolutely. So I want to say thank you to everybody for being a part of the best global project in the world, for being on this meeting today, and for us to be able to have an opportunity to meet you and collaborate with you throughout the semester. Thank you so much for being here. We have to end with a picture, right, Mr. Reen? What do we do? How do we get ready for our picture?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can we have everybody close to the screen? And then we'll do a handshake, a high five.
High five? Okay, so kids, get as close as you can to your camera. Try to position yourself so we can see all of your wonderful faces. And for the adults, of course, we have an advantage. We're the only ones there, so we're lucky. But kids, make sure you can move around, kneel if you have to, stand on your tippy toes if you have to. We want to make sure we can see everybody. Miss Rebecca, we can see all of your kids. Great. Miss Laura, can you reposition the camera a little bit? I think we've got, yep, there we go, okay. And Mr. Rob, I see all of your kids. Excellent. Mr. Rob, do you have all boys as well?
At the moment I do. It's not an all
boys. 2 all girls, 2 all boys. It's great. Okay, is everybody in? Miss Laura, we can't see you just yet. And let's everybody squeeze. Okay. On the count of 3, we're gonna everybody wave. Try not to block somebody's face, so try to wave. And Miss Doreen and I are both gonna take some pictures. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, wave. Okay, one more before we and this one's gonna be a funny one, okay, guys? So we gotta make it good. You gotta be silly. You gotta be funny. Whatever's you and shows who you are, make it shine. So on the count of 3, show us who you are in all of your fun, exciting little ways. So 1, 2, 3, yeah! Okay, great. Everybody, thank you so much for joining our student handshake. It was so great to meet all of you wonderful faces from around the world. Have a wonderful day or wonderful night, depending on where you are. Thank you and take care, everybody. Goodbye.
Thanks, everyone. See you soon.
Bye.
Tega.